Okay guys, I forgot to film a little bit of the intro of what we're doing in this video. So we're gonna carve a walnut, piece of black walnut, and it's for an elephant for a customer of mine. It's one of two pieces. The first piece is this elephant. The second piece is gonna be a little bear reaching up like this for the sky, and it's gonna go with the second part of an order. So basically, I don't ever carve walnut. I have a bad reaction to walnut. I break out in blisters and stuff like that. A lot of carvers do. So you're gonna see me wearing a respirator a lot in this video. And I'm gonna wear that while I'm sanding. I won't be able to do any talking and everything because I'm wearing it. So I'm gonna do a little bit of a walkthrough as I'm carving it and a voiceover basically. So stay tuned. Okay, so I've pre-cut this piece of walnut here in the shape I think this elephant's gonna be in. And Kate tried to find me some reference photos, and we couldn't really find the photos I was looking for. So I started just drawing it on and kind of seeing what would fit. The old phrase is the trunk on an elephant up is good luck. So this is what we're doing. The customer didn't really give us any specifications on what it needed to look like. She just wanted an elephant as a surprise. I think it was an anniversary present. He was getting her bears because that's what she likes, and he was going to get an elephant because that's what he likes. They don't really, either of them really know what's going on here. So we're gonna take the 261 and start doing some block out on it. Kind of getting some rough cuts done here. Just starting to find a little bit of a shape for this thing. We're gonna be doing a little bit of that. And then I'll switch to the Echo 2511 with a quarter tip and 043 chain on it, just to help get some finer details here. And I think we'll start switching that over here about now. Yep. So we start kind of working back the trunk a little bit, trying to find out where this guy's body's sitting. I still don't have any idea how the legs are going to be positioned. And then I started thinking about their knuckles and how the formation of the joint sits. And it looks like I'm going to have him bent slightly forward a little bit in the video here. So it kind of looks like he's stepping on them. And trying to find some eyes where the mouth's going to lay out. Getting all that set in. Trying to use a little technique I've discovered here. We're using the battery saw with a dime tip to try to set my eyes. It's a little easier to match them up than trying to just freehand them. Usually my eyes I just Dremel in, and it works good, but sometimes it's hard to find them right away. So it's nice to set the eyelid with the battery saw. I do this on quite a few of my pieces here. You'll kind of see me starting to work into it here. It'd be hard to see all the Dremel work, but it'll be there in the end photos. Get a little bit of eye shape going. There, we're starting to get it set in place. The one eye currently on this side's a little more bowed out than the other one is, so we're trying to readjust that here. There we go, that's looking better. Now we're into the Dremel here. I just use a flat drum bit. Seems to work good. I use a flame bit a lot on eyes, but on the hardwoods, it works the best. Softwoods, the flame bit just doesn't do what I want it to, just because it fuzzies up so bad. Then you gotta go back in with a chisel and try to get it all cleaned up, or a knife. So here I'm just kind of cutting in, get my eyelid shaped up. And then I'm gonna go back in and do the under eyelid, tuck my corners of my eyes back a little bit, so it's a little more rounded of a eyeball there, not quite so flat. So this is a pretty small piece. I think it was like 20 inches or something like that is all it was. And we're going to lose focus here just a little bit on our videoing, and we'll have to cut into another photo. There we go. Now we're back. All right, but yep, so we got eyes set in. Now I got to do the other eye. Nothing really exciting. Some guys are new, don't really understand a whole lot of how to set the eyes. So you just basically start with an eyelid, kind of get your general shape, and then you can work it deeper once you're happy with it. This one I did a little backwards here, but normally you start with, if you're right-handed, you start with the left eye. This way you could go to the right eye, amateur lesson here, and then you'll be able to look back and see it as you're working. So do your non-dominant eye first on your piece, and then go do your dominant side's eye. Little tip of the trade there. Makes my life a lot easier. Now on this guy here, I decided to add, wrinkles. Elephants are a little wrinkly, so we're going to add some wrinkles underneath the eyes a little bit. And basically, this is the main Dremel bit that I use. You can kind of see some of the eye detail on the right side. The little wrinkles we got going on there. And we're just about wrapping up with the detail on them eyeballs finally. Took a little bit on that because, like I said, I did a little backwards there. I did my non-dominant side first, or dominant side first, I guess. Cutting in some ear spots there for the actual ears, just so you can kind of see the general dimensions of where the drum is. This is a very low detailed piece, not really highly detailed in any means, shape, you know, just going to be smooth, left natural, very little shadowing added to it. Getting the details for the underside of the trunk kind of set in place. A couple little lines. We're going to do some wrinkles on the underside of the trunk, set in the nostrils. These don't have to be anything particular. We're just trying to add some textures and layers and break up. The elephant will be sanded smooth. So adding a little bit of texture really helps, goes a long ways. You see the chicken in the background wandering around trying to raid my garden. Got a love-hate relationship with them things. And there's a few more. Trying to set some toes. So I decided to use one of my largest eye bits and just try to play around with some toes. I don't really do a lot of large mammals like these guys, you know, so finding toes on them, I was a little confused. I didn't know if we should do 3, 4. So I just thought 3 fit, looked good. Then that would give us 2 toes on the back feet that were visible. The other toe would be hidden. So I just kind of playing around with it, trying to set it in. Like I said, again, this isn't a super serious, super detailed piece. We're not trying to make it look like anything in specific, just kind of free range, artistic freedom on this one. It's nice to have once in a while. Makes a piece go by, a little bit funner to do. One thing you want to make sure when using an eye bit is when you're burning it, a lot of carvers, they push it in and then they leave a little flat flawed spot on the eye. And once you paint it, that flat spot is visible. And basically when you're burning that eye tool in, sawdust builds up right in the center and it creates that flat spot. It doesn't go deep enough. So you got to stop what you're doing, wipe that off, and then go back and push deeper again with the eye bit. On these toes, it doesn't really matter. We're just painting them, you're gonna shadow them. But on your eyes, make sure you're pushing that bit in all the way until it's deep and rounded. And it gives you a nice, crisp, clean eye. Some guys on these eyes here too, on like this elephant, instead of dremeling it in, you could just do your saw for a detail. And then you could go back in with an eye tool. And then you have an eyelid from the saw. And then you have your eyeball with the actual eyeball bit. And if anybody's curious, I can get my eye bits from Bob King on sawnuts.com. Pretty fast shipping. This right here is an abrasive wheel. It's basically just sander belts stuck together. Use about, I think it was 36 or 80 grit on them. And then cut them in half and bolt them together. I use a little wing nut on the backside so it's easier to take them off and change them out when you need them. But this works really good for hardwoods. I use a lot of Chris Wood's wood whacker on my soft pine. This seems to do a lot better on hardwoods. Eats through the wood a little bit, rounds the edges a little smoother. Really pretty color to this walnut. Really starting to look cute. Getting that cute factor, and there's big thing for these carvings. All right, now we're into airbrush. Gonna add some shadowing, get them eyeballs detailed up. Little shadow just makes the details pop on it. Because I'm sure once I put sealer on this, you'll lose a little bit of those details. With either, you know, if you have something, if you use a clear gloss, you know, that glossiness can hide your details sometimes on these darker pieces. So add you some little shadowing. This takes a little bit, not a whole lot. Do the trunk, nostrils, grooves, little shadows on the trunk there. The wrinkles we put in place, we're gonna add those in. Working on the other eye, and then go to the eyelid. This bags under the eyes. You can pretty much play around with this until you're happy, but I just try to add a little texture in, a little shadow breakup. Just, you know, the mouthpiece there, try to make it look like the mouth is actually a mouth instead of just a cut. Helps a lot. Goes a long ways towards your finished piece anyways. Now this is obviously a sped up video here, but we have probably about an hour in this elephant here just trying to find it. Like I said, it wasn't a real fast carve. I was just taking my time, just trying to make it come out cute and adorable. Trying to make the customer happy, that's all the priorities are here. Really pretty walnut. It's got like a greenish purple and then it changes to white towards the outside edge. It's just a really, really pretty piece of walnut. A little darkness behind the ears. There we go. Got most of the airbrush work all done. Get you a little photo of that, and then you got to make sure you dot the eyes with a little white paint. 2 reflective dots, one big, one small. Really makes that eye look. There you go. It comes right together. What do you guys think of that little guy, huh? Turned out pretty cute, reaching for the flower there. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and check out the rest of our videos on the channel. Thanks.